Hey guys, welcome back to Carib 21, wherever in the Caribbean or in the diaspora you're watching from. So today I have two stories to talk about, two stories coming out of Jamaica, and these stories have to do with the justice system. So the first one I want to talk about is Dante Brooks. Dante Brooks, the son of dancehall superstar Movado, being released from prison. And I think that one caught everyone off guard. You know, a lot of people are surprised that he actually got released out of prison. And the second story I want to talk about is the Jamaican DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, Paula Llewelyn, that her time is winding down and she's about to go in retirement. So these are the two stories that I want to talk about. So let's talk about it. Okay, so first I want to talk about Dante Brooks. So Dante Brooks, the son of dancehall superstar Movado, is actually someone that I wouldn't say I know him personally, but, you know, I'm familiar with the circle. You know, I used to be on the gully side back in the days, and I remember when the news broke that what happened in Jamaica, I'm not going to go over the case, but what happened in Jamaica, and I was shocked, like, because, you know, his dad, Movado, you know, superstar in dancehall, and at the time, like, he was on the top of his game. And I remember, like, feeling so sad myself as a father and someone with a daughter at Dante's age. And so when I heard the news yesterday that Dante was actually released, like, I was absolutely shocked, because based on what the stories that came out of Jamaica, what was happening with the case, and, you know, when Vybz Kartel got released, and what Vybz Kartel was being in the same prison system, and Vybz Kartel had the opportunity to have one-on-one conversation with Dante Brooks, I was of the impression that there's no way he's going to be released at any time soon. So when this news broke, like, I was like shocked as everyone else. So this is how the Gleaner reported it: Dante Brooks being released from prison. Let's take a look.
Dante Brooks, the son of dancehall artist Movado, was freed on Friday after the Court of Appeal overturned his conviction for the 2018 murder of Lorenzo Thomas. His co-accused, Andre Hines, has also been freed. Mr. Brooks was represented by attorney Hugh Wildman, while Mr. Hines was represented by attorneys Oswest Senior Smith and Kemar Robinson. The Court of Appeal said the trial judge did not properly address the concerns about identification and inconsistencies from the main witness. Both men were convicted in 2021 and sentenced to life in prison for the brutal killing of Lorenzo Thomas in Cassava P, St. Andrew. Okay, so that was how the Gleaner reported it. And shortly after, we saw the internet set on fire where, you know, a lot of Jamaican celebrity, a lot of people reacting to this. As I said, this is a big surprise, because based on the case and based on what we were told in the public, is that it did not look good for Dante. So when he came out, it was like a big surprise. It's not like Vybz Kartel, where people were following the case, like every time it went to the Privy Council, or every time we got an update, people were following it, and there were people with expectation. This was completely off guard. Like, I don't think anyone saw this coming. Maybe the family member that was close. But this case is now bringing up a lot of things similar to what happened with the Vybz Kartel case. Is the Jamaica justice system, is there a crack in the Jamaica justice system? Here at Carib 21, I'm on a mission to showcase the vibrant culture and the breathtaking beauty of the Caribbean, while showcasing our culture and what is trending. If you want to support me on this mission, please subscribe. And if you also want to support, you can hit the comment section and buy me a cup of coffee. In order to buy me a cup of coffee, you can follow these instructions. Just click more. You will see the link to buy me a cup of coffee. Click the link. You can purchase 1 or 2 cups of coffee, and you'll be helping me to fulfill this mission. Thank you.
does the Jamaica justice system need some type of reform? Because what we have seen we saw in the Vibes Cartel case where they mentioned witness tampering and everything that came out, even while the trial was happening, that would indicate that jury should have been removed, or the case should have been thrown out, or they should have get a new set of witness and a new set of juror, and that did not happen, and the case went forward. And now with the Dante case, when you're talking about in terms of witness discrepancy, like a lot of discrepancy in the case, is the system broken? Does the system need to be like rehabilitated or something? And it calls in question now, like Jamaica, the decision not to be a part of the Caribbean Court of Justice. And we're going to see how things play out in 2025 with Jamaica trying to move away from the Privy Council and leave the final court in Jamaica and not be a part of the Privy Council. This is my question. As Jamaicans, do you trust the justice system? Let me know in the comment section if you trust the justice system, if you think that, okay, sometimes there are mishaps in cases or whatever, but it's not the majority and the justice system can still be trusted. Do you trust the justice system in 2025? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. And the next thing I want to talk about is the DPP, Paula Llewelyn. And she's been a stalwart in the Jamaica justice system for decades. And now she's hanging up her gloves. This is it for her. So this is what the report said coming out of Jamaica. So let's take a look at these reports.
I am in the final few months of my tenure. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to have appeared before all members of this bench. May I also say to my lady Harris, my lord Fraser, my lady Edwards, my lady Williams, my lady President MacDonald Bishop, my lady Straw. It has been a privilege to have interacted with all of you at the various stages of our professional development throughout the office of the DPP. And although I'm proud of every member of this bench, my lady Simmons, my lady Foster Pusey, but I'm especially proud.
Don't forget,
I'm going to save the best for the last. I am especially proud, as I have been privileged to have observed the wonderful brilliance, the keen intellectual acuity, and the development of all of you. And I wish you all the very best.
So that was it. The DPP, Director of Public Prosecution, and there you see her announcing that she's hanging up the gloves. And Paula Llewelyn, she has been in the system for a while, for a long time. And I had the privilege to meet her years ago, 20 odd years ago. And one of the things that I've noticed is that, and I don't think Jamaicans talk about it enough. I don't think people in the Caribbean talk about it enough. We often talk about in the Caribbean and how women are treated in a different way, but we don't talk about how powerful women are in the Caribbean. And this is not just now. This is like decades, like since I was a child going to school. Most of the top jobs in Jamaica now are held by women, a lot of the top positions. And, when you look at the American news, international news, in particular American news, because that a lot of us consume American news on a day-to-day basis. And we hear the saying about break the glass ceiling when it comes down to women in positions. But I don't think we give women in the Caribbean enough credit, because the DPP, that is a tough job. That is a tough job. And I've watched Paula Llewelyn over the years, and I'm like, man, God bless you, because some of the things that she have seen, some of the cases that, there's one particular case that she reviewed with some child molestation thing that was going on, and just listening to her recounting the detail of the case, like I was pretty much shaken up. And so, God bless her. Like, she is a strong woman. She's a champion. And I'm sure in Jamaica she's loved, and there are people that don't really care about her that much, but I am sure that she's going to be missed. And as I said, I wish that we in the Caribbean would celebrate women more, because we see like in international circles where they talk about the brutality of women in the Caribbean, and teenage pregnancy and stuff like that, and that is there. But I believe that also, like, if you're going to point out the bad, you also have to point out the good. And the thing is that I think the last numbers I heard was about 75% of people coming out of Jamaica now with higher education, university level, are women. Just imagine that, 75% of women in terms of higher level education, and a lot of the top jobs now are held by women. So I believe that we should celebrate, and we just had International Women's Day and Women's Month and stuff like that. And I believe that we should celebrate Caribbean women, because they're doing it big. They're doing it big. And as I said, there are issues in the Caribbean when it comes on to how women are treated. But Paula Llewelyn is an example that women are on the top in the Caribbean. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on these two stories. Movado's son Dante, do you think that his release is an indication that the justice system is broken and it really needs to be fixed? And Paula Llewelyn, DPP, do you think that her time was well served? Is she going to be missed? Who is going to replace her as DPP? Sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think about these two stories. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.